Hi, how's everyone doing? Yeah? I have traveled from Napa Valley, California, so got a little bit of sleep. Who's excited about space? All right, just so I can feel the room, are you a Star Trek person or Star Wars? Let's get Star Trek. Okay, Star Wars. Good. So we are the first company in the world to leverage artificial intelligence and space biology research and data for the benefit of humanity and human health discoveries. We're a crazy company. My co-founders had this really great idea during a data analytics master's program at Georgia Tech for our final project to identify a unique data set, underutilized data set, to leverage artificial intelligence algorithms. So we had this really, really crazy idea to call NASA. And at NASA Ames Gene Lab, there's a repository of microgravity research that spans over the period of 25 years. We recognize that this data makes up over 80% of major diseases. One challenge and problem, and this is what we face with a lot of healthcare data, is it's very silos, it's very difficult to work with, and not standardized, as is this data set at NASA Gene Lab. So we had this great idea to call NASA, and no one returned our call. So we called, we sent emails, we continued reaching out, and finally we got an out-of-office email. It was a young lady that was organizing the AI for Life quarterly meeting. Apparently, she was out of town and wanted to make sure everyone had the Zoom link for that meeting. So what did we do? We showed up. We ambushed the NASA AI for Life quarterly meeting and pitched our idea. And from that point on, we've been in collaboration with NASA Gene Lab for 3 years. We have painstakingly standardized every single microgravity research project that sits within this repository that our government has invested in. This is an open database. However, in order to use this database, you need a double PhD in biology and a double PhD in data science. There are many repositories of data that is available to us. However, it is not standardized. So we standardize this data. We leverage our AI algorithms, explainable AI algorithms, and we've made some incredible discoveries. We currently are working together with Mayo Clinic, which I'll share with you, using this data. So we've actually made this data, this research, come alive and is now currently making major health discoveries. Why do we care about space? Why space? Microgravity, there's something magic that happens in microgravity. There are natural stressors that deeply affect our bodies and affects the progress of disease, progression of disease. On Earth, we're challenged. We're really struggling. We're getting sick. People are getting sicker. I'd like to get a raise of hands. Those of you that currently have someone in your life suffering from cancer, if you have someone close to you, if you've lost someone, I think we all can resonate with the progression of cancer, other diseases on Earth. The problem with drug discovery is it's super complicated, it's super expensive. 15 years on average, $2 billion investment with roughly an 80% failure rate. How do we fix that? What can we do to improve these numbers? So we need to improve the method, the scientific method, the process, the way that we process vast data sets. AI is going to continue to transform healthcare, and it's going to continue transforming the way that we identify potential targets for therapeutics and treatments. The use of space as a research and discovery laboratory is profound. We have so many different ways that we can actually leverage microgravity. We're looking at radiation, stress, isolation, and in microgravity, the cells form a 3D structure. On Earth, we're limited to 2D. So we can really accelerate the progress of how we study diseases. Space has been used for years for research and development. The Apollo mission, every day the CT scan is used. This was from the Apollo mission. The insulin pump from the Mars Viking mission. All wearable technology as well as robotics. So space is a laboratory for innovation. What's happening in space? Who wakes up early and watches the rocket launches? So Elon Musk, SpaceX, has launched 340 rockets, 2 failures. Out of those 340, on the payloads that are going up to the International Space Station are carrying in very important biological research, scientific experiments. Why do we care about space? Why do we care about space? We have to advance our ability to live off planet. We are becoming a multi-planetary species. Our Earth is limited, and as we are furthering these missions, we are becoming so much more advanced. With our program, our platform, coming back to Star Wars, our platform is called Yoda. Yoda derived from the term yottabyte, the largest measurable unit of data. We built a platform using space biology research and with the ability to integrate multi-omics data sets and apply adverse outcome pathways to discover new potential targets for diseases and therapeutics. So our platform, using the 3 years of standardizing microgravity research through NASA Gene Lab, we onboarded this data to our platform, and we have the ability to input other data sources, and through that, we are basically leveraging the gene-to-gene networks that we're developing. We then identify different pathways and potential targets, and in vitro, we are testing and validating those targets. So, Carm, if you can just hit play. So this is an example of, there was some conversation earlier about the liver. This is an experiment that actually flew in the International Space Station, and an experiment on the liver to look at a condition called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which affects 1 out of 4 of us. NASA has invested hundreds of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars to study this condition. When astronauts travel to the space station, 1 out of 4 of these astronauts come back with this condition fully exacerbated. So this is an experiment that we standardized, we onboarded onto our platform. And what you're looking at is a network, a gene-to-gene network that we're able to identify the most important pathways towards potential targets for a treatment or therapeutic. There has been some discussion around in silico models. This is the foundation of developing an in silico model. So just kind of coming back to what we did with Mayo Clinic. So using this data from GeneLab, only the space data, we engaged in a pilot program with Mayo Clinic. We partnered with a principal investigator who has spent his life studying this condition, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is a precursor to a condition called NASH and liver cancer. And we basically piloted with the data, the space data, did a comparative analysis to research that Mayo Clinic had invested $10 million and spent 5 years to get to the exact same conclusion that we did using our platform in 4 days. And now we are in the process of validating the potential targets that we've identified. And from that, we've engaged with Mayo Clinic, and we have a joint IP agreement with Mayo Clinic. So these targets that we've identified are incredibly valuable and incredibly important. This is a condition, a genetic condition that affects 1 out of 4. So 10% of children have this condition worldwide. And currently, there is no cure. There are a couple treatments that have just recently come to FDA approval. And so we're incredibly excited about the work that we're doing together with Mayo. We also are flying experiments up to space. So we're working now together with MD Anderson. MD Anderson, if those of you that do not know MD Anderson, it's one of the top, recognized as one of the top cancer centers in the world. We're working together with the head of immunology within the cancer center. And MD Anderson is located in Houston. NASA is located in Houston. MD Anderson has never done any type of microgravity research. So this is going to be a profound project that we're doing together with MD Anderson. So we're super optimistic and very excited about the benefit of microgravity research, as well as leveraging artificial intelligence to accelerate the research and discovery process so we can identify vast treatments and cures for the chronic conditions that affect all of us every day. So thank you. Thank you.